I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down to make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my devil when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over on me. Yeah, I'm a slave for you. Slave for you. Ripping harder, more less. Never stop, no rest. Till the stress is breath in my chest. Till it's diamonds wrapping my neck. Progress to a god from a god. Mess, hopeless, more tests. More blessed. Dug deep down, trying to find my best. Find a beast, had to kill a conquest. I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down to make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my devil when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over on me. Yeah, I'm a slave for you. I'm headed to the bottom of the bottle. I've been drowning, I've been floating away. Every other dollar that I got in bed, I probably went and it away. I ain't f***ing okay, I ain't liking it, babe. I don't even wanna talk, I'm just smoking my haze. I've been stuck in my ways, I've been stuck here for days. I've been staring at the clock as the radio plays. I'm enslaved. Yeah, rolling another, I'm stuck in my seat for the whole control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole week. No kidding, I'm skinny, I cannot eat. Got a million that depend on me. Yeah, every friend in my family, from a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down to make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my devil when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over on me. Yeah, I'm a slave for you.
Budgie Bird 5 cent 500 bits.
Ripping harder, more less. Never stop, no rest. Till the stress is breath in my chest. Till it's diamonds wrapping my neck. Progress to a god from a god mess. Hopeless, more tests. More bliss. Dug deep down trying to find my best. Find a beast, had to kill a conquest. I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Calm down, make new thoughts. Like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my camera when I do not to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yours. Steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. I see the sun coming out of that rain. My team, really my team. I'ma never slow down, I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over on me. Yeah, I'm a slave for you. I'm headed to the bottom of the bottle. I've been drowning, I've been floating away. Every other dollar that I got in bed, I probably went and it away. I ain't f***ing okay, I ain't liking it, day. I don't even wanna talk, I'm just smoking my haze. I've been stuck in my ways, I've been stuck here for days. I've been staring at the clock as the radio plays. I'm enslaved. Yeah, rolling another, I'm stuck in my seat for the whole control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole week. No kidding, I'm skinny, I cannot eat. Got a million things that depend on me. Yeah, every friend in my family. From a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts. Like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my camera when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team, really not tame. I'ma never slow down, I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over on me. Yeah, I'm a slave for you.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GoatRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. Shop the GOAT Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GoatRacingDiecast.com.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here, Signature Esports, and a pleasure to just have you live and in charge. For a little CANT green action presented by Lunatic Designs. We're ready for a little more playoff action here for the SIM500 Xfinity Series presented by GoatRacingDiecast.com. Make sure you check out GoatRacingDiecast.com. Get out there and support your local, well, everything that they've got going on because, How about all the awesomeness that they've been able to attain? How about Chuck putting out the diecast like you would not believe? Absolutely fantastic. Keegan Lunatic giving you your merch descriptions out there. Make sure you, if you want to have some merch design, that's going to be the guy I'm going to send you over to. You can check out his link tree with the link that Budgie just posted. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Mr. Van Ness. Thank you for the like. I appreciate you as always. 500 biddies from Budgie. Mr. Jesse Priest giving us a follow on Twitch last night. So thank you to Jesse for being out there. Appreciate that, man, very much. We are ready to rock and roll here as we get into the closure of this season, and every point is going to matter. Tonight, Charlotte Motor Speedway, 110 laps with 100% fuel, 4 sets of tires total on the 1.46 mile length hot track. It is a hot track, 100 degrees on the track temperature right here at the warm-up for these drivers. 75 degrees on the air temperature, 23% humidity, clear skies with an 8-mile-an-hour wind. SIM500.com. If you'll be a part of this series, they are recruiting for their Wednesday night truck series. It's going to be starting up here very soon. I'm pretty excited about having them back, and we're gonna enjoy it. That's for darn sure. So drivers are here to press the issue. That's what we're going to see, and we're going to see a ton of it. And here are your drivers looking for their championship opportunities. 8 drivers here for the final portion of this chase. We have this race and I believe one more left. Checking on the schedule on what we've got for the next 2 races. We've got Charlotte Motor Speedway, of course, today. Then Homestead Miami Speedway next week. For these drivers, it is going to be fantastic. If you're out there, also, I want to. We'll start it early. Happy Father's Day to everybody. We're going to start it early. Why not, right? Because why not? That's just the way we go. I like it. So, David Schildhouse leads the point standings over Mark Jorgensen Jr. by 10 points. Tommy Ryan, third of the point standings, has a little bit of room to play with here, but not really that much. 10 points separate the top 2, and 24 points separates first to third. Justin Fuller just behind that with a 26-point disadvantage currently, fourth of the point standings, but a win and leading some laps, having the fastest lap. There's a lot of points still up for grabs over the next 2 races, and anything can happen. Anything can happen, and we like to see anything happening. That's for darn sure. Sim500, good evening to Dan. How you doing, sir? Mr. Dan DiPaolo, I appreciate you. Did you send me an email? I've been getting some spam lately. I just want to make sure, Dan, you sent me an email to our Signature Esports Gaming email. Just wanted to make sure. We do have an email address out there for folks to send us emails, but, you never know. You never know. Thinking of Budgie for being out there, being our fantastic mod on the old Twitch routing. We'll thank Jess for being out there as well. Knocking things out of the park. We're going to see who's going to be able to run these fast laps. This drivers getting into each other on pit road. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. I just wanted to be sure. I was going through my email, and I was like, man, I'm missing some emails from folks. I gotta start checking a little bit more often. So I'll make sure to do so. And I'll get back with you on that, of course. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to see it. We're going to see how it fares out. Tonight's race is one of special significance at Charlotte Motor Speedway, folks. If in fact Charlotte Motor Speedway's got to be careful. You're not lying, sir. Charlotte Motor Speedway becomes I kind of hope they do becomes a championship race. It's going to be. I would love to see it. I would love to see Charlotte as a championship race for NASCAR. So the fact that it's the second to last race in this season, it's going to be awesome. Starting grid, Connor Hall is going to be your pole sitter tonight with Mark Jorgensen Jr., his outside pole sitter. A great thing about Connor Hall, if you don't know the name, well, there he is. He drives for Junior Motorsports. There's Connor Hall. There he is. Drives for the Cars Late Model Stock Tour, the number 88 for Junior Motorsports. Driving to number 40 tonight, and is going to be your pole sitter. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So we'll see how he does tonight in his Sim500 debut. Jorgensen Jr. again, your outside pole sitter. Justin Fuller, Brandon Alphin is going to be there in row number 2. Tyler Dalton, Tyler Dalton and Bentley Glazer's going to be out there. Row number 3, David Schildhouse and Alex Bryson in row number 4. Jason the Man, the old 60 Karlovich, is going to be out there with Eric Arnold in row number 5. Logan Kogar is going to be out there with Nelson Rivera in row number 6. Row 7, Robert Fryery III and Charles Woods. Jeff Hollingsworth is going to be out there with Randy Yoakum. Paul Crumry is going to be out there with Barry Stevens in row number 9. EJ O'Rourke, Joey Chattina is going to be out there with row number 10. Rich Swavely, my good buddy, Mr. Rich, he's out there at number 32. I'm sure he's got his Rocket Girls on. Today we'll take a look here in just a little bit. John Fowler is going to be outside row number 11. Chad Coleman, James Dewar is going to be out there in row 12. Back. Words back. There we go. Row 13 is going to be Stephen Miles, Wesley Donaldson. Row 14, Bobby Wetzel, Glenn Campbell, Ron Holyfield, Joe Hudson there in row number 15. Doug Sigmund, Brian Wortman, Gerald Livingston, Josh Parker from the back to the front as we get ready to look at the field for 110 laps, at least. A green flag pit stop in the midst. Colby, thank you for the like. Thank you to everybody out there. If you haven't done so, make sure you reach up, hit that like button for me. Guess along the way, support what we do. How about we full send this one as we get into the restart zone? Drivers are ready. I'm ready. You're ready. Let's do it. We're going. We're green. Oh, big one already. Caution will come out. Wesley Donaldson involved as they all slow and whoa up here. Joe Hudson, Joey Chattina is going to be involved. John Fowler, very quick in turn 1. Oh, baby. John had to run to the bottom side. Let's take a look. This was a very, 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 very hard entrance into the corner. It was Joey right there. I think the 78 was just ahead of him. That's Barry Stevens. Barry Stevens looking to get in, driving the DAV paint scheme. Big checkup here. Joey got bumped from the back. Barry's checked up. Joey checked up. If we look at Joey's point of view here, the 94 was right behind him. That's John Fowler. A checkup there and a checkup here. And John Fowler gets boom, boom. And then all of a sudden, it breaks loose. And they go around. Boy, howdy. Oh, 70 up in front of the 14. That's going to blow the engine early. 91 of Donaldson involved. Ooh, great stop by the 49. That's Joe Hudson back there. He was able to keep himself clean. Brian Wortman coming around. He's going to be just ahead of the field. Hopefully, well, he'll get his free pass here. So hopefully he's not going to be too far down. 80. Logan Kogar down into the bottom side. Connor Hall, your race leader. Jorgensen Jr. in second. Justin Fuller, Brandon Alford, your top 4 if that changed. Thank you for the clip, Budgie. I appreciate you. Whole bunch of opportunity here for Justin Fuller and Mark Jorgensen Jr. If they could lead some laps, if they could win this race, they're going to get a little bit better of an advantage on top of all of this. David Schildhouse, current points leads, just going to be trying to keep it close within these drivers. And hopefully not have a bad day. Charlotte Motor Speedway is a racetrack that you could see a bad day happening. 3 of 110. Connor Hall, your race leader. Ryan Workman is a lap down. He'll be looking for that free pass. John Fowler on pit road getting some damages repaired. Eric Arnold might be out of the race. Does look as such. The 08 is going to be on pit road as well. Barry Stevens in the 78. Same concept, all involved in that first incident. Things happen, folks. Racing happens. Yeah. Big let's go for the Budgie Bird. Thank you, dear. Muscarella Enterprises, giving you your caution here. Muscarella Enterprises, good friends of ours, and we appreciate all that they do. If you haven't checked out what they're selling, it goes to show of they've got some T-shirts, they've got some merch on their website. They also have they're helping out Quicksilver PCs, and they're working on selling some of those, and we appreciate all that they've done for us, and we appreciate what they've done to help the iRacing community. Drivers in the left-hand column right there that you see, the gold numbers are your playoff drivers. The drivers, except for Justin Fuller, his didn't save like it was supposed to, so I'm going to change that real quick. Justin Fuller should have, his stuff should have saved. Forgive me for speaking there just a little bit. We're going to make sure Justin Fuller's number gets updated. We'll save the project as well, so that way that saves. We'll see some things refresh and reset there for you. SDK is going to have to refresh. There it is. All right. Yeah, there you go. Drivers with the gold numbers. They're going to be your playoff drivers. Everybody else is out there just racing for a win. Well, I like to see it. You can also, if you want to help out Signature Esports, get out there and buy yourself some merch at our merch store. You can also help by donating to our PC fund, all that stuff, all the cool things that you can do to help us out. We appreciate you. Let's full send. Into the restart zone. We're going to get this thing underway. Lap 5 being completed, or lap 4 being completed, 5 underway. Green flag again. '88, cross it over the 40. 5-1 in tow. 40, big run into the corner. Connor Hall, 55.71 on his I rating. And there's a ton of drivers chasing him. Tyler Dalton, 67.98, outside lane. These cars are going to be fast for a good long bit. Bobby Wetzel had an off track there. He looks to be fine. Tyler Dalton, Connor Hall, side by side. Fast lap for Tyler Dalton last time by 30.58. Connor Hall to slide up. Oh, into the wall. Tyler Dalton down to the bottom. Connor Hall slid up on the 19 and got some hard right contact. Chevrolet on board with Connor Hall as he rolls backwards. Mark Jorgensen Jr. in third. Little left rear damage for the 40 as we look to move on. Running inches away from that wall. But David Schildhouse, same concept for David Schildhouse. Chevrolets lead the top 4. Justin Fuller will be there in that Toyota, first Toyota in the field. Carl Average is going to be up in that 60. How about Bentley Glazer to the outside? Kremry leaving the, well, he was trying to get in his pit box there. Got a lockup going on. This is the way it is. Tyler Dalton, Connor Hall, Mark Jorgensen Jr. be your top 3 here. Justin Fuller just behind. He goes on tire saving mode pretty quickly here. Brandon Alfin down to the bottom. Carl Average is there on the bottom side as well. 5 of your playoff drivers inside the top 10 right now. Nelson Rivera back here in that 22. I believe is the first Ford in the field. Trying to make a good look happen. Robert Friery, the third, the next Ford in the field. Hit him 110 being completed. Tyler Dalton, your race leader, 4/10 of a second lead over Mark Jorgensen Jr. Connor Hall back to 3rd. David Schildhouse will be in 4th. Bentley Glazer sliding forward. Here's Justin Fuller. We'll have his beautiful black and purple car rolling forward. He looks ahead, but won't look behind. You got a whole lot of drivers working. 97 of Jeff Hollingsworth up high. Andrew Davis taking the lane. Schildhouse goes to 3rd. Connor Hall, your pole sitter, dropping back to 4th. Under the throttle, back into the throttle. Save a little tire. How about the 97? A little free off corner, but fine. Everybody holding on. Tyler Dalton rolling. 3/10 of a second difference here. Jorgensen Jr. bottom side. Schildhouse. Keeping it close. Jorgensen Jr. trying to keep that non-playoff driver behind him, but he's got to get there first. 97 goes to the outside. Third lane up. Back to the second lane, corner out. Justin Fuller with a run. As Brandon Alphen closes back in. Logan Kogar off one from the start of the race. One of the old Jimmy Johnson Lowe's Xfinity paint scheme here tonight. 2 Robert Fryer in the third behind. Brian Workman to the 74. Tail of the field has James Dewar just behind him. Brian Workman holding on as the 49 of Joe Hudson just ahead. Brian Workman racing for Souls. Charles Woods in the 98. He is off 11 from the start of the race, but don't count him out. 35-27 on the I rating. He's going to be able to try to march forward. Ron Holyfield in the number 11 machine as a little Energizer Bunny on board his Camaro. Rich Swavely out there with the Rocket Girls. How about it? 32 off to. Don't count him out. He usually has a car that he tries to find himself inside the top 10. He's got a long way to go to be able to do it, but he has got the time and the energy. Doug Sigmund at the 04. Positive 9 spots gained so far. Bobby Wetzel up 6. And the number 9 car. Had a little trouble on the restart, but he's good to go. Gerald Livingston up 13. Glenn Campbell up 9. Stephen Miles, another playoff driver out there. Positive 7 spots gained. Seems Randy Yoakum just ahead of him. And the VRS at number 8. Yoakum off 1 from the start of the race. We'll see who's going to be able to bounce and somebody that's pouncing on making sure that he gets his spots that he needs. Wesley Donaldson wrapped up into that first caution. Was able to get the car worked on. Checked it out. Made sure he was going to go. 10 spots gained for that driver. Chad Coleman just ahead. A.J. O'Rourke at number 41. Coming down to the back straightaway. Clear to the outside of Robert Fryery, the third. Up 5. Fryery pressing on to number 2. Still off the spot. Jorgensen Jr. made the pass for the lead just a moment ago. Here's what happened. On lap 15. Dropped to the bottom side. And took off. Jorgensen to Tyler Dalton, David Schildhouse. 8 of a second back, Bentley Glazer. Positive 2 spots gained. It's all about making that run. Justin Fuller backing up the corner. Keeping a couple of drivers at bay. Jeff Hollingsworth, who's up there running inside the top 5, now back into that 11th spot. Coast Guard on board. Henry on the hood. 80 to the inside. A lot of things. A lot of bad things can happen at Charlotte, and a lot of good things can happen, like all this side-by-side racing. How's everybody been enjoying the iRacing update? If you haven't noticed, iRacing released a new version of the Gen 4 car, which was primarily known as the ARCA car before they made the update here recently. And a lot of people have been enjoying it. I think they've been enjoying it. They might be, you know. Oh, Rawhide. Well, thank you to everybody watching out there. If you haven't done so, again, make sure you hit that like button. It supports what we do, and we appreciate that. SIM500 giving us some shares out there earlier on. Appreciate that. Thank you to Brian Raker as well. Colby Peterson, thank you once again. Mr. Davis, thank you once again. And we'd like to see these drivers show up and show out and be able to do what they've got to do. We'll check in with Connor Hall. He is still got that left rear damage. He is dropping here just a little bit. But you know, still an opportunity, especially if a caution were to come out He might be able to find his way on pit road to get that left rear taken care of. Might be able to be a little bit more competitive. Right now, just kind of riding right behind him. There's a hornet's nest. Logan Kogar in the 80, back to 11th, able to hold on. 97, well, about 3 wide. Why not? 41, 3 wide down to the back straightaway. Oh, the 80. Oh, baby, they hold on to it. 97. Agner gets taken out there. Jeff Hollingsworth has to go back up and run. Here's what happened one more time from that. Chad Coleman having to break out of that one. Agner a caution, but it didn't happen. Jorgensen Jr., quarter second now to Tyler Dalton. David Schildhouse still holding about an 8/10 of a second difference here as Bentley Glazer tries to travel down. All the dang old things. I like all these rotational cameras. Oh, Connor Hall jumping to pit road. He had an issue on 24. Oh, the 41. That's EJ O'Rourke. Went to the inside on Connor Hall. Trying to get around the 80. Gives him a bump. 40 comes down. 41 right there. Both drivers got to hold on to it. 41 on the brakes hard. Connor Hall jumping to pit road. EJ O'Rourke now has some work to do. Kogar was trying to salvage that race line. Wesley Donaldson, positive 16 spots. Donaldson back to the outside. Logan Kogar holds on to 11th. Jorgensen Jr., your race leader, 3/10 of a second difference over Tyler Dalton. David Schildhouse, positive 4 spots. We'll see how this one will fare out. 26 of 110. Justin Fuller to 4th. Fuller saving tires, folks. Clean Air, the Magic. Jorgensen Jr., current race leader here in the GOAT Racing Diecast Xfinity Series. Joey, thank you for the like, sir. I appreciate you. 88 leads here. Well, count out a driver like Justin Fuller. Justin Fuller, Green, New York, looking to press on and press forward. I hate that you got taken out on lap dang 01 there, Joey. I hate it, sir. I hate it. I always root for you and Bobby and, everybody. I don't know. Try not to have favorites, but at the end of the day, why not? Tyler Dalton dropping back about a half second. Charles Woods just ahead of the 98. Connor Hall jumped to pit road. Massive race line. Let's move. Whoop, let's not move that. Let's move that. The logos are clipping. I want Goat to get his due diligence. Let's throw this thing on excitement. We're going to play a little commercial for you for the GOAT Racing Diecast. For the GOATRacingDiecast.com. And it is my voice, so don't be annoyed. I'll see you in a moment.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GOATRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. shop the GOAT Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GOATRacingDiecast.com.
Tyler Dalton, David Schildhouse. There's the 5-1 of Justin Fuller. Jorgensen trying to outstretch his hand here just a little bit when he looks to the inside. The WBD Diecast teammates run neck and neck with each other. Fuller looking way up the race line. 19. Corner exit will still be there. 20 gets a little bit free. Fuller working. You have 19 working the outside lane. Schildhouse, bottom side. Justin Fuller trying to crest out. Corner out goes to like Schildhouse. He'll be able to edge the bottom side here. About the 5-1, little heavy break for the 19. 5-1 drops to the bottom side. 20 side by side as they come around. David Schildhouse, Justin Fuller, a little wiggle out of Fuller. .33 of 110. 3/4 of a second difference here. Jorgensen with clean air. Justin Fuller keeping it close. Back into the field. Alex Bryson off one from the start of the race. 83. Showing a good formula here. Giving himself nice and clean. Nelson Rivera up 4. And Wesley Donaldson up 16. Stephen Miles, good push here. He tries to clear the 98. Rolls the outside, 98 bottom side. Up on the outside lane, everybody rolling. Nelson Rivera drops into the bottom. Going to try to clear Bentley Glazer, does so as Glazer, net 36, rolling onto the front straightaway. Schildhouse able to hold off. Karlavich is going to be up 3. And Al Pacino off 1. We'll see how this one will put on. Hold on to your butts, says the Budgie Bird. We appreciate everybody. And as we do, time to hydrate. We'll keep this looking pretty darn fantastic. We'll keep it on exciting for everybody as we'll see how this race will fare out. I'll be back in roughly about 180 seconds. little longer than 180 seconds, so I apologize about that. All right, Brandon Alfacino holding on to what he's got right now. 1.1 second lead. Mark Jorgensen Jr. Brandon Alfin has worked his way back to 5th. He is trying to close back in on Tyler Dalton here. David Schildhouse back to 3rd. As Justin Fuller has cleared. Corner out, Justin Fuller trying to close in the gap onto Mark Jorgensen Jr. Stephen Miles, one of the fastest drivers on the racetrack right now. Last lap, 32:30, matching race pace with the race leader. Fuller's last lap, 32:33. As everybody holding on. There's a look at on the left-hand side. Last laps for the top 3. 32.27, 32.39, 32.43. And then all the way back, see what drivers are capable of here late in the run. Fuller 1.3, the gap. Jorgensen Jr. got to keep the gap close. David Schildhouse just behind. Again, Tyler Dalton. Tyler Dalton still up a spot here. Started 5th. Led some laps. Right now, 46 of 110. Better take it all the way in. Shaba, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. RB, thank you for the like. I appreciate you as well. We appreciate everybody being out there. 46 of 110. Fast lap tonight for all the drivers. I believe goes to 30:60. Would be, I believe, the fastest lap of the race. That is, Gerald Livingston, 30:51. That is the fastest lap of the race so far. 30:51 for the 96 at 15 spots. Get that Ford on lock. Not seen the sub 29s yet. That might be just trying to wait till the to find that fuel strategy. How about Justin Fuller? David Schildhouse, battle for second is on again. Schildhouse trying to close in the gap. Brandon Alfacino has the 60 of Jason Karlavich behind him. Again, your 5 drivers in the playoffs, seeing the top 6 spots. Karlavich down to the bottom. Trying to take that 5 spot away from Brandon Alfin. Nelson Rivera down to the bottom as well. 60, not quite clear that Toyota. Going to be cleared now as the 21 slides back down. Brandon Alfin, runner to the higher side. That's where he's got his car set up to be. Side by side, David Schildhouse, Justin Fuller out of turn 2. They're fine. Charles Woods coming to pit road. He's going to be out of the race. E.J. O'Rourke is a lap down. Still looking for maybe a caution to be able to get back on the lead lap and get himself to pit road. Nothing happening so far. Nelson Rivera having a little battle right there with Brandon Alfin. Brandon Alfin up near the wall at turn 1. Turn 2 to the back straightaway. Brandon Alfin keeping himself close. Alex Bryson. And at 83, keeping the gap close. Jorgensen Jr. backs off the throttle a little bit on his last lap. Justin Fuller closed in the gap just a touch. We'll see this time by. This time 32-32. Justin Fuller 32-39. Fieldhouse, same concept. Side-by-side racing for the 5-1 to the 20. Approaching the halfway mark for all these drivers. You got to remember, all these drivers. Jeff Hollingsworth on pit road right now. All these drivers are going to probably pit to the point where they can make it. Usually a one pit stop race for the majority of the races that we've seen. Oh, but maybe next week. They could probably run 60 laps. I think they'd be all right. One pit stop race for 120 laps next week to decide a champion. It'll be at Homestead Miami Speedway. 1.3 the gap. Jorgensen Jr. to Justin Fuller. Brandon Alfin closing back down. This last lap, a little slower, but he's trying to save. I don't think he's burned off the tires. I think he's just saving. Or the outside lane has a tendency to burn off the tires a little bit more, but I think just looking at the gap, looking at how much he's backed off the throttle, he's just managing right now. High line, low line exit. Nelson Rivera, second lane, trying to close in to Karlavage. And Justin Fuller, David Schildhouse side by side. Fuller keeping the 20 right there. I think Fuller keeping himself honest as well. 32.41 last time by for Jorgensen. We'll see how he'll make this one. I think Schildhouse trying to drop in. There's a lot of patience right now. Justin Fuller corner exit. We'll see the 20 slide up right behind, pulling that driver back just a touch each lap. He's going to free up that car. Bollinger, how you doing, sir? 20 outside. Can he close? Going to have a run on the 5-1. Down to the front straightaway. Gets his nose clear. Backing up the throttle. Into the corner. Fieldhouse to Justin Fuller. Up into the wall. Not quite. Big run for the 5-1 off corner exit. 20. Oh, 5-1 into the wall. It's right back there. 1.52 the gap. Jorgensen Jr. as he 04 just ahead. Well, Shaba, thank you for the share. Bollinger, thank you for the like. I appreciate you. A little extra when it comes to iRacing. 56 of 110. Thank you for the hydrate and stretch. Budgie, I appreciate you. We do have those VODs we're going to review. We're going to do those very soon. Joe Hudson, the next driver, looking for that lap down position. All things considered, we're doing just fine. Brandon Alford to pit road, first of the takers. Jorgensen Jr., 1.5 the gap. David Schildhouse will try to close in on corner exit. Ooh, 88 over the wall, just a touch there. Corner out. A little wall scrape. Be just fine. Jorgensen Jr. up and out of the corner. David Schildhouse 1.5 back. Jorgensen loses a little bit of time on that lap, I do believe. Yeah, just not much, but enough. Enough to make it close, right? Brendan Alford coming off pit road is going to be a lap down. First driver, a lap down is Doug Sigmund. He is the 83, the 24. Working Stephen Miles up 17 to 8th as Alex Bryson just ahead. Jorgensen Jr. He does not want Schildhouse to have that lap led. He's going to have to stay out a lap longer. Right now, 1.4 the gap. Corner out goes to the 88. David Schildhouse trying to run the outside lane. 1.5 the gap. Jorgensen Jr., very bottom side. E.J. O'Rourke, Hollingsworth jumping up pit road. Ron Holyfield into pit road. E.J. O'Rourke hit on pit road. Jorgensen Jr. putting him down. Justin Fuller, ooh, locks up the tires coming to pit road. Hopefully he was able to get it down. 1.4 the gap. Jorgensen Jr., David Schildhouse, corner out. Jorgensen Jr. advantage on 1 and 2. 3 and 4. A little bit different here. We'll see if Schildhouse can make that happen. Jorgensen Jr. coming to pit road. Have to get down to pit road. Schildhouse, Schildhouse extra sideways. Trying to close in the gap to Mark Jorgensen Jr. Nelson Rivera taking over the lead here. Tyler Dalton back in second here up 3. Stephen Miles up 22. Jorgensen Jr. safe on pit road. I think David Schildhouse somehow, some way. I mean, he closed it a ton of time, but he slid the tires getting into pit road. Right side tires on the 88. It's got to be careful there. Owner out. They close. Justin Fuller will take over the lead. Will cycle to the lead. So we'll see what 88 can do here. Owner out over to Chad Coleman. Chad Coleman coming to pit road. Wall tap for the 88. 20 coming around. Justin Fuller again. And Wesley Donaldson coming to pit road. Chad Coleman in as well. Glenn Campbell to pit road. Rich Waveley, Bobby Wetzel in 3 and 4. 7.7 the gap is Justin Fuller. Michael's out 30-61 his last time by. Jorgensen Jr. to David Schildhouse. Justin Fuller cycling to the lead, back out front. David Schildhouse trying to chase Mark Jorgensen Jr. Karlavich just ran his fastest lap of the race, 30-72. 63 of 110, latter portion of this race. Robert Fryer in the third. Taking over 11. Chad Coleman in on 62 as well. Fuller a lap in earlier has a 1.7 second advantage over the 88. EJ O'Rourke looking to the inside. 88, very bottom side. 30-47, fastest lap of the race for Jorgensen. David Schildhouse, his last lap, 30-75. Managing the tires. You're Jorgensen. Are you pushing too hard too soon? 1.4 to the gap, Justin Fuller. Fuller could use a win here. 1 1/4 now the gap. 30-50 last time by for Jorgensen. David Schildhouse conservation mode. Engaged for the 20. Bryson 30-76 on his last lap. Oh, Nelson Rivera squeezes to the inside of the 49. 49 near the wall, door to door for the Fords. Here's Joe Hudson. Christina, thank you for the like, dear. I appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. 66 of 110. Fuller bottom side, 80 of Logan Kogar just ahead. Kogar is a lap down. Danger of going 2 laps down. Keep it on 55. That's some rear damage on the back bumper of the 80. Joe Hudson working forward. Bobby Wetzel in 20th. He's a lap down. Brian Workman a lap down. Ron Holyfield a lap down as well. The cycle of the race line. EJ O'Rourke coming back to pit road. The car not driving the way he needs to right now. Justin Fuller is the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. A 4/10 of a second difference here. A little bit of lap traffic. Going to make that race a lot closer than what you think. David Schildhouse still, again, conservation mode. 30-92 his last time by. Brandon Alphen ran a 31-29. Still inside the top 5. Jason Karlavich just ran a 30-72. Now a 31-15. Fuller, Jorgensen. Corner for the 2. Left side tires, bottom side of the race line for the 5-1. 88 might be looking to the inside. Jorgensen Jr. door to door. Fuller outside is going to give the lane. 88 is going to have a drive off here. 5-1, big run, a corner exit, into the wall, a touch. He's good. He holds on to it. David Schildhouse, a second now. The gap as he sees Kogar. A little bit of lap traffic here. Schildhouse good on the long run. 40 laps to go. The race far from over. Erlavich running good lap times as well. Brendan Alphen ran a 31:33. Came in on 56. He came in a few laps earlier than everybody else. Trying to, of course, maintain some track position. Jorgensen 31 flat last time by. Fuller 31.24. Schildhouse 31.04. Jorgensen's going to have to manage a gap right here. Fuller in tow. Up and out. Justin Fuller, a lap difference on tires. Again, always good on the long haul. We'll see how he'll fare out tonight. 6.8 the gap. Does anybody have enough speed to make it to the end? How about Alex Bryson, Nelson Rivera? They're still running sub 31.2s. And Stephen Miles inside the top 10. He gave it on 61. Get a little extra time here. As Tyler Dalton just ahead. Roughly about a 1.2 second gap. Jorgensen Jr., 0.3 of a second difference here between he and Fuller. David Schildhouse had to get in and out of pit road as fast as he could. David Schildhouse has not led a lap today. All these drivers throwing on some racing. Doing a pretty phenomenal job at it. So far, so good. Only one caution today here at Charlotte. Happened early. Top three still within a decent blanket right now. Jorgensen Jr. 31.4 his last time by. Schildhouse 31.34. Tires on these cars seem to be falling off pretty quickly. Jorgensen Jr. with the fastest lap of the race. Justin Fuller. Right now a spot. Separate he and Schildhouse. Schildhouse went on conservation mode. Is now pressing forward just a little bit. Has a little bit better lap time right now than Jorgensen Jr. Brendan Alphen still in fourth. Karlavich rolling. Opportunity to knock Steve Miles up 16. Got around the 49, closing in that 1.6 second gap to Tyler Dalton, who has got a little bit of lap traffic in between he and Ron Holyfield. Keep your eye on the prize for all the drivers. Rich Swayling to 32 up 7. Randy Yoakum to the outside. Little battles within the race. These two putting on a pretty decent show here tonight. 32 trying to hold 88. I'm sorry, not 88. The 8 up high. Schildhouse clears for second. The 32 clears Randy Yoakum, but Randy Yoakum right back to the inside of Rich Swavely here. Rich Swavely came in on 62. Yoakum in on 61. These two door to door. Swavely trying to manage, and these two trying to do what they can. Door to door, inside second lane, 32 outside. 8 rolling, corner out. A good battle. Rich Swavely corner exit. It's going to clear the 8. Manages the corner. Is going to drop to the bottom side. We'll see Randy Yoakum battle back here. We'll see if he has a run here. Onto the front straightaway. Rich Swavely not quite stepping away from the 8. Little free. 8 right there on the back bumper, trying to free him up. The 8 trying to drive around back on the outside here. Rich Swavely, no doubt, wanting to try to get away from him. 32 is going to give him the lane and maybe just try to drive back to him. Jorgensen Jr. playing catch-up. Schildhouse has cleared the 5-1. 5-1 run on the outside. Brendan Alphen under fire from the 60 here. Ooh, close. No cigar. He's good to go. Bobby Wetzel give it on 62. He was, hold on, what he has, 31.68 his last time by. Schildhouse ran just a touch faster to Mark Jorgensen Jr., still within 7/10 of a second. Jorgensen Jr. is going to have to manage the race line here. Manage his gap, second lane, corner out, up near the wall. Schildhouse trying to close down what he can. Justin Fuller still in tow. 04 down on the bottom. That's not the 04. Who was that? Back here. Not sure. 60 inside, 21, 22 and the 83 there. 21 and the 60 side by side. Jorgensen Jr. still 6/10 of a second. Will throttle up out of the corner, up near the wall. Gerald Livingston just ahead. Schildhouse, Justin Fuller. See the gap from Fuller here. Fuller way up into the wall there. A wall ride just a touch out of the corner. And now it is down to that. 82 of 110. Give some love to the GOAT man as we see the race line ever changing. And we'll see how this one will fare out toward the end of this race. So I'll be right back.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GoRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. Shop the GOAT Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GoatRacingDiecast.com.
Buttons do work, folks. I promise. Buttons do work. Thank you, Budgie. Sitting here talking. I was talking about Stephen Miles being your hard charger currently right now, up 17 spots. Jared Livingston up 16 is looking for Glenn Campbell here onto the back straightaway. 0-4 Doug Sigmund sees Mark Jorgensen Jr. keeping it close to the wall. 0.6 of a second difference here for David Schildhouse. Justin Fuller in third. Nelson Rivera up 8. Karlavich just behind. Nelson Rivera having great lap times right now, and he's got some time to make up, but he is still faster than everybody ahead of him. Stephen Miles, the fastest driver on the racetrack a couple of laps ago. 32.08, still faster than everybody but Nelson Rivera ahead of him. Nelson has been able to keep his car good for the long haul here in the 5G Ford Mustang. Jorgensen out of the corner. 0.6 of a second difference here, still rolling. 32.22 last time. Schildhouse 32.15. 88 half second. Schildhouse trying to keep it 1-2. 16 to go. 60 in fifth. Tyler Dalton closing back down. There is Alex Bryson. There's Stephen Miles. All these drivers putting on a show right now. 0.8 of a second difference now. Schildhouse out of the corner. Jorgensen Jr. at a 10th better and is gaining a little bit of time here. You see the relatives start to change. Sorry about that, Budgie. I'm sitting here calling a race, and I had pushed a dang old button. You know, buttons happen. Tyler Dalton off one from the start of the race. There's Karlavich just ahead. Alex Bryson there as well. Bryson a little free. Stephen Miles was right there. Stephen Miles drops to the bottom side. Might be able to actually clear on corner exit. Bryson will follow through. 24 to the 83. 18 spots gained for the 24. Nelson Rivera up to fourth. 4.2 seconds the gap. Logan Kogar had an off track there. He's fine. Jorgensen Jr. 1.1 the gap. David Schildhouse. 14 laps to go. Dropping back a touch. How many think of her like, sir? How you doing, my friend? Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Chad, for being out there. It's been a calm night. Been quite a calm night so far. Happy Father's Day to all you folks out there. That are selling, all you guys out there celebrating. Hello, Chrissy. How you doing, dear? I didn't even see your chat just a moment ago. I'm so sorry about that. I hate that. Hello. I had to reply. I hate not seeing something. 1.3 seconds. Jorgensen Jr. There's the 04. Justin Fuller, 3.78 back. Got to hold on to third. Nelson Rivera. Positive 8. Stephen Miles has gotten around Tyler Dalton now. Looking for that top 5. Karlavich just ahead. 11, only 10 laps to go next time by for Mark Jorgensen Jr.'s 1 and 2. A little bumpy for him. Schildhouse trying to close back in some of the gap. Runs a little bit higher here. Corner exit, Doug Sigmund going to help the cause. Gerald Livingston still back here. Gerald's still running great lap times here. The 15:28 I-rated driver, 15:38 I-rated driver. Very safe, very cautious. 4.99 on the safety rating. 10 laps to go for Mark Jorgensen Jr. Pull this bad boy back on exciting again. Stephen Miles trying to close in a race within a race. Nelson Rivera, 4 spots. I'm sorry, 8 spots gained into 4th. 7.3 the gap. 3 seconds now the gap to Justin Fuller. 9 laps to go. Jorgensen Jr. His last lap, 32.28, about a tenth and a half faster than David Schildhouse. All right, 7 100ths of a second, not a tenth and a half. 7 100ths of a second faster. Justin Fuller, 32.58. His lap time starting to tick down. Fastest driver on the racetrack right now, Stephen Miles, about a tenth over the field. Sometimes 2 tenths, depending on the driver. Lavage, his last lap, 32.35. Stephen Miles, 32.15. This time by 32.36 for Karlavich, 32.14 for the 24. Dudley, thank you for the like, sir. I appreciate you. Appreciate all the drivers. Appreciate all the sponsors of the series. Appreciate each and every one of you being out there knocking it down. Stephen Miles, our Charger tonight, up 19 spots. Gerald Livingston, 5.5. The gap between he and Glenn Campbell. Don't count him out just yet. Jorgensen Jr. a second now. 7 laps to go. David Schildhouse having to back up the corner. 1 second now the gap. When the 88 came to pit road, he had a 1.5 second gap over David Schildhouse. Fuller in third, Rivera in fourth, Stephen Miles in fifth, up 20. Jorgensen Jr. trying to hold on to everything he's got. Going to make it interesting for the final race. As they come around, Stephen Miles, phenomenal job. Alex Bryson, phenomenal job. Top 10 tonight. Oh, Logan Kogar, Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell, bottom side of the racetrack. Logan Kogar down there as well. Glenn Campbell and the 44. We'll see Gerald Livingston make the pass. No caution. Here's what happened. 80 got free. Oh, both drivers went down to the bottom side. Glenn Campbell wheel hopped and made it happen. Jorgensen Jr. a second, 5 laps to go. Trying to clear the 80. 80 free in front of your race leader. Four laps to go. David Schildhouse trying to pounce here. Logan Kogar very free in front of David Schildhouse. Oh, Kogar. 37.42 on the I rating. The driver free. 1.05 the gap now. Jorgensen a full second. Schildhouse has 3 laps to try to close something down here. Schildhouse is going to have to run qualifying laps or run the outside lane, try to pull anything he can. 1.1 the gap. Gerald Livingston. We're going to try to clear the 80. 80 run on the outside lane. 96 able to clear. He is up 17 spots. A second now the gap between Stephen Miles and Nelson Rivera. 2 to go here at Charlotte. Mark Jorgensen Jr. does not want to see a caution right now. He wants to get to that white flag, and he's going to drive it like he stole it to be able to get there. Points difference coming into today's race between Jorgensen and David Schildhouse was a 10-point disadvantage to Jorgensen. David Schildhouse going to try to make it interesting. White flag waves. Final lap here at Charlotte. SIM500 Goat Racing Diecast Xfinity Series. Giving us all the action each and every week. We appreciate all that this league has to offer. Right now, the 88 coming around. Is he out of fuel? 3/4 of a second here. No, he's not out of fuel. Up and around. Blows up just a touch. David Schildhouse now 3/4 of a second back. He is going to finish second. Jorgensen Jr. gets the win here. David Shieldhouse second. Justin Fuller will finish in third. Nelson Rivera will finish fourth. Stephen Miles in fifth. And a pretty phenomenal race is the 88. And David Shieldhouse will have the final race come down to it. It'll come down to a couple of points. '88's going to burn it down. Here's your race results. Courtesy of SIM500 and the GoRacingDiecast.com. Check them out today. Jorgensen Jr., David Shieldhouse, Justin Fuller is going to be your top three. Nelson Rivera, Stephen Miles, your top five. Carl Lavage, Tyler Dalton, Alex Bryson, Brandon Alphen, Chad Coleman, your top 10. Is Robert Friery, the third. Bentley Glazer, Wesley Donaldson, Randy Yoakum, Richard Swaley, your top 15. Joe Livingston, Glenn Campbell, Bobby Wetzel will be your top 18. Down the rest of your race results here tonight. Joe Hudson, Brian Wortman, and then Ron Holyfield, Logan Kogar, Doug Sigmund, E.J. O'Rourke, Jeff Hollingsworth, your top 25. Charles Woods, Connor Hall, James Dewar, your top 28. And then 29th, Paul Krumrie, and then Stevens, Arnold, Jatina, Fowler, and Parker did not start. So, no, John Fowler started. Parker did not. So that's kind of the way that one goes. What a good race that was. What a good race. Interview the others first. Okay. We'll talk to Justin Fuller since being told to interview the other drivers first. Mr. Fuller, congratulations on a P3 finish. I know that you had a bad, fast car, but walk me through the race, man.
Beginning of the race and was saving my stuff, ran them all down. And I think I would have got to the lead, but David was hell-bent on not letting me go, and I kind of burned my stuff up a little bit trying to get by him, and that's kind of all she wrote at that point. I undercut him by a lap. I knew the undercut would be pretty big, and it did for a while there. It just, tires aren't, that one lap difference on tires is incredibly important on iRacing, and it's kind of pathetic, honestly, but it is what it is. It's a good race. I mean, we only had one caution. We had some issues throughout the race, which is unfortunate. That didn't bring out yellows, but I guess you'll have that when you add new people. But yeah, it was a good race overall, I suppose. P3, can't be mad at it. The handling of the car just went away in the second half, and I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. I started building way too loose, and I thought I was going to get tighter, and I didn't.
It was iRacing had an update for Charlotte today. It was one of the things that I was looking at, and I don't know if there was a handling change or what was going on there, but I know that I never count you out for a long run because you just have that that tire saving ability that is bar none to a lot of drivers, and it goes to show that there's an art to it. There's a skill to it. I did notice that there was like a 0.2 of a second difference on tires that just once it went away, that was the gap that I was seeing. But you know, I mean, is running the high. Man, these cars can run the Highliner, and I just didn't see that happen.
I love running the Highliner on here. Honestly, this is one of my favorite tracks now, just because of that. The line moves around so much, and it's fun to chase it. But yeah, there's definitely an art to tire saving, but I mean, you kind of put yourself in a bad spot at the start of these races because you got a lot of these guys that just don't save tires and they just go balls out, and it's a lot of the times they don't respect they don't give you the same respect back after I let them go because they wanted to run faster. I didn't even fight them, and then I get to them and then they want to drive their balls off and they don't want to let me by. So it's a balancing act. It's unfortunate that it's so tough to pass a lot of the times. So we're gonna have to learn the way some people race, I guess. And when I let them go and they don't let me go, then I'll remember that in the future and I won't let them go. So but yeah, I think the update was just something mechanically with the track. We couldn't we were gonna have to change tracks if they didn't update it because we couldn't even load into the track. So it was just something on the back end. It wasn't anything car or track related physically changing anything or setup related.
Well, I mean, they did update it the other day, so that was I was thinking maybe there was something screwed up with it because I haven't or yesterday.
We actually don't even have the updated track yet. This is the last track, so they're not releasing. I think Friday is. Everybody keeps saying it's going to come out Friday. So
Mhm.
this is still the other version of Charlotte. It's not the newest version. So and I think that might be why the track was broke. They probably disabled this track and
Yeah,
they just kind of forgot to re-enable it.
you know, I like it. At least it's a it's the legacy one, so to speak. It's still a good track. I like this track. It is of course, it is the first free track that you get for the mile and a half circuit. Third in the point standings going into next week. Those guys ahead of you need to have a bad day, and you need to have the fastest lap, lead every lap, and to go out there and showcase the talent you have. Still a phenomenal season for you. Couple of wins in the Xfinity series. This is a move in the right direction. But P3 tonight, give a shout outs, Justin. This was a fun race to watch, and I thought you were saving a little extra to have a run at the end.
No, there was nothing at the end. Just to be in at that one lap tire disadvantage is so crucial. But yeah, I mean it's been a good season. I've had a lot of fun. Um, water's wet, man.
Mm-hmm.
Another time I can't get a championship in a car. Yeah, we have one more race left, but I'm pretty much out of it. I mean, 26 points is way too much to overcome in one race. Unless we have 45 cars show up and both those guys finish last and I get a top five. So, um, but it is what it is. But hey, yeah, I want to thank SIM500 and all the Evans what to do. Thanks to Goat Racing Diecast for sponsoring the series. Thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks to everybody in the race. That was a lot of fun. We only had one yellow and it was on the start of the race. So you can't really ask for much more than that. And thanks to WBD Diecast for sponsoring me. And we'll move on to next week, finish the season up, and see what we can do.
Get ready for some trucks possibly on Wednesday.
Absolutely. At least I can win championships in trucks. I love the trucks. I mean, I love these cars too. I just can't ever seem to get it done. So
Well, there's always the next car season.
yeah, but hey, I got the points lead on Sunday Night in the ARCA series. That's a car, I guess. So
There you go. Hey, is it the new ARCA car? It is the new ARCA car.
yeah. We're running the new ARCA car on Sunday nights right now. So hey, anybody that's watching wants to come race, it's a free series. Anybody come sign up and join and come run some ARCA. We're gonna run Gen 4 cars after that and have some fun with that.
Like it. All right, Justin. Much love, man. I always appreciate you. P3 finish tonight.
Yep. Thanks. Have a good week.
You too. That's Justin Fuller coming home in P number 3. Let him roll down there. We'll talk to David Schildhouse next. Finishes P2 tonight. I saw that pit, and that was they talk about closing down speed. How close were you? Because man, that rear end squirreled out like you wouldn't believe.
I've had worse. I've had scarier moments. You know, it's always nice to have a landmark in front of you, and I figured that the Jorg was probably going to soft pedal it in just a little bit just to be safe. So it just sort of tells you, gives you your own mark. And I wanted to try and be aggressive, but not overstep. And honestly, I thought he was going to catch the black flag on pit exit for blending too soon. Charlotte is really bad right there in the middle of 1 and 2. It is so easy to just even put a tire over the line and it'll ding you. I don't think there's a track that's more sensitive about the blending too soon. And he was super, super close. I thought he might have actually gotten it. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's a game of inches and sometimes you got to take a little risk, and it worked out okay, but it sure looked pretty, I bet.
Yeah, I was concerned with that as well whenever he was coming off pit road. Not just in the middle of 1 and 2, but on corner exit. He was so close to that. He was so close on the blue line exit that at a turn 2 on the flat that I was concerned that it was going to ding him there. So there's 2 spots when he was leaving pit road that I was like, whoa. But I mean, at least I caught it.
Yeah, he was pushing hard too. He knew he needed to, and that's what you got to do. I mean, it's the penultimate race. I love that word, penultimate. I hope you use that tonight. That's a good word. It's a good word for the second to last of something. You just don't hear it a lot. Penultimate, semifinal, whatever you want to call it. But boy, it sets up one hell of a finale next week at Homestead, doesn't it? 4 points. That's it.
4 points. And I was talking about that last week. I've talked about it from the word go, right? You know, he's going to be the winningest driver this season, but there's still a chance for you to step on it, right? And make Homestead your own. That's a track where one wrong move sends you up the racetrack. This racetrack in the very beginning, when that first caution happened, I was like, oh Lord, I said it in my pre-race that this was a track where something goes wrong, you're out, right? And it happened on lap 1, about 10th back, and I'm like, whoa, hold on. let's not make me correct yet. We want to make sure that these drivers get through this. And watching the rest of the race unfold, 105 green flag laps. That's it's a milestone because you guys went to the edge of not just fuel strategy but tires, and you were all at that next that next. I love green flag pit stops in any series, but here watching everybody closing the gap to each other, just watching who has the good long green flag run, you guys really did give Charlotte its dues.
It raced really well tonight. I mean, I came in a bit skeptical, to be honest with you. I thought that it was going to be a little bit cooler track temperature. It was going to be a little bit tighter, a little more gripped up. But it really didn't go that way, which was good because it keeps it racy, keeps it interesting, allows us to sort of drive all over the racetrack, and all the lanes were working really good. I mean, I was trying to eat the bottom a whole bunch, but I moved up there at the end to see if I could find something, and Mark was running a really weird line himself, but it was working. And, Fuller and I were sort of fooling around with top, bottom, and crossovers. And the track just raced really good tonight. Charlotte usually is a pretty good racing track overall. In real life, it's a great track for racing as well. And it puts it in our hands as the drivers. That's what we want. We want it put in our hands. We want to be able to go out there and perform. I mean, we're all performers at the end of the day, whether we want to admit it or not. We're all performers. I'm a performer. We go on the stage, you broadcast it, and we're the actors in the play or the movie, whatever you want to call it. I have an extra layer of it here streaming to my own live audience. So we are performers. And when it's in our hands to go out and perform, I think that's where you really see the best of everybody. And tonight was a great example of that. The first lap incident, unfortunate, knocked some people out, but to go green the rest of the way, I think that really shows what SIM500 is all about. That's really our roots, as far as I've come to learn it here in my first 6 months of being around. But, I mean, I got to give a lot of credit to Mark. He showed the pace, the performance that he showed during the regular season that made him so dominant, and he hadn't really shown that up to this point in the chase. I mean, it had been sort of a flip-flop of fortune. That's a fun little alliteration, but I won 4 out of 6 coming into tonight. He hadn't won one yet, and you're just sort of waiting to see when he was going to break through and put on one of those classic regular season Mark Jorgensen Jr. Drives, and he really pulled that out today when he needed to. I told him before the race, of course, we talk all the time, as he'll probably tell you for 30 minutes as soon as I'm done. But we talk a lot, and we talked today, and I told him, I said, listen, man, whatever happens tonight, if you want a chance at this championship, you have to come out of this race with a single digit point deficit to me. If it's double digits going into Homestead, I don't like your chances. But if it's single digit gap, I think that's manageable. 4 points probably comes down to whichever one of us wins next week. That really could be the difference. I didn't lead a lap tonight, so that's a point that I gave away that I didn't want to. And I could have stayed out a lap longer than Mark did to lead that lap and get that bonus point. But he just put on a great performance, and sometimes you just get beat. And I think tonight, if I had to summarize that, we just got beat by the better guy tonight. And it's not the first time that's happened this year, but hopefully it is the last time it happens.
Well, he said the same thing about you, though. So that's where the sportsmanship comes into play here. This is where racing at its finest. I coined the term "fake cars, real racing," right? But there is a level of sportsmanship that has to be had, and everything that you guys are doing is showing that we're competitors. But at the end of the day, we're gonna we're going to duke it out, but we're going to be friends. And I think that's what makes esports and online sim racing, and even to the detriment of those guys who get out there and play I call it the shoot 'em up bang bang games. They have a tendency, they might be angry one moment, but the next minute they've got each other's back yet again. So I like seeing that from both of you, but also from the entire series. Everybody is really put on a show.
Yeah, and that starts at the top. That's Joey Jatina and his entire admin staff. They built that culture into SIM500, and they've kept it going for years and years and years at this point. And that speaks to them, their leadership, their ability to run a league, which is one of the hardest things I think you could try to do in sim racing. I've done it. I'll never do it again. It's a terrible, thankless, awful job. But they do a really good job, and that's what attracted me to come over here and run here this year. And it's been very rewarding, and it's been a hell of a battle with Mark all season. We were both just talking about how we wish the season was longer. I mean, you could give us 100 more races, and after 99 of them, we'd still probably be within 5 points of each other. I mean, that's the coolest thing, and it's a close, fun, passionate rivalry with a friendship built into it, as you said. And, we'll go into next week knowing that we got to beat the other guy. And we'll, virtually shake hands when it's all done. Whoever wins, whoever loses, we'll move on, and we'll battle more. It's been a lot of fun, and I hate that it's almost over, because this has been one of the most fun sim racing league experiences that I've had, and one of the best championship battles that I've ever been a part of. It's been absolutely incredible. I hope everyone who's been watching on Signature Esports all season long has enjoyed this fight between the two of us, and when Fuller's been a part of it, he's really good, and everyone who's gotten to this point, they got here by being good, and this league is fun, and I'm glad that we put on a good show tonight. Hopefully we can put on one more good show next week in Homestead to round it out, but it just I think Mark and I both got what we wanted. We wanted to come down to the last race, just the two of us, and it's not heads up, but it's close enough.
4 points. Lead a lap. Fast lap. Is it the fast lap? I have to look again. I have to look at your bonus points.
He didn't get it. He almost got it, but he didn't get it tonight. But he
thought
led the most
did.
laps, I'm pretty sure.
I was going to say, I thought he did. He had a 30:42, and that was the fastest lap at one point. Let's see. I don't see any. Hold on, folks. I'm looking at life right now.
How's it look?
Race winner, 3 points advantage. Led the most laps. Led one or more laps. So we got 2 bonus points there. Bobby actually got the fastest lap of the race. That's right. Bobby Wetzel at the end of it. He ran the fastest lap of the race. So congrats to Bobby on that one. It's so close. Gonna get out the abacus. Slide one.
I appreciate the abacus. I appreciate the abacus. I'm old enough to know what that is. Some of our viewers may not know what that is, but they can look it up, and that's okay. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to next week. Homestead's a really great track for both of us. We've both been really good at 1.5 miles. And we're going to have to bring our A++ game next week. That's it. Nothing less than that will do. He knows that. I know that. And I hope your audience is excited and looking forward, licking their chops to see this battle go down one more time next week. I know Budgie Bird out there. I know she loves her some Mark Jorgensen Jr. She may not be a David Schildhouse fan. And I'm going to pull a little bit of a Denny Hamlin here if I happen to beat him next week. And I will tell her I beat her favorite driver. But it didn't happen tonight. So, Budgie, your favorite driver beat me. Enjoy it. Soak it up. But we're going to duke it out next week.
I like it. All right, brother. Well, congratulations on a P2 finish tonight, brother. Give the rest of your shout outs, and we'll look to talk to you next week, and hopefully it happens.
I appreciate it. Of course, big thanks, as always, to Splash and Go Graphics for the beautiful paint scheme, making me look good when we go fast and duke it out. Big thanks to everyone at twitch.tv/Schildhouse. The children got a great show tonight, cheering me on, and I just couldn't deliver a win for them, but they really are entertained by this stuff, and they're invested, which is great. They love it. They love you. And, of course, couldn't do this without you. Signature Esports Network, your wonderful coverage, man. I love the attention you give everybody in the field. You do such a good job of telling the stories of what's going on and giving everyone their time in the sun on the broadcast, which I really appreciate. And of course, a big thank you to Goat Racing Diecast for their support of the Xfinity series here at SIM500. Couldn't do it without them. Man, it's always good to be disappointed with second. I hate losing. I especially hate losing to Mark, but I think it sets up the best possible scenario championship race next week that anyone could ask for. No matter who wins next week, the fans are going to win for sure.
It's going to be a blast. David, congratulations once again. We're going to go mano y mano next week.
Yes, sir. All right, set the timer. It's 10:01. Will you be done by 10:30? No, probably not.
I mean, I can't say yes, but I can't say no. If I steer the interview, we'll be done in less than 10 minutes. But I can't do it because Mark does such a great job, being as excited as he is, as thrilled as he is. I know that everybody, gives him a lot of crap about it. If it weren't for the fact that he sent me the message to talk to him first or talk to everybody else first, I would have, me. I'm a repetition guy. First, second, third.
I know you don't break protocol. I couldn't believe you did it.
I went, okay. And plus, you guys weren't up there yet, so I was like, all right, we'll talk to Fuller.
Well, if he told you to get us in here first, that means he has got a lot to say. He ain't won in a while, so he might be a little bit rusty. But I tell you, who's really going to win tonight is his smoking hot wife when he gets up into bed and plays his broadcast back for her to gloat and show her that he finally beat that mean, evil Mr. Schildhouse.
I like it, David. Much love to the children out there. Much love to you. We'll see you next week, brother.
Thank you, sir.
That's David coming home P2 tonight, and last but not least, we're going to talk to the Jorgensen. Come out. Did you slow up on the last lap? I have to ask, did you slow up on the last lap, or were you running out of fuel? I don't like. You went from a 1.3 second lead to a 3/4 of a second lead. I was like, did he hit the wall? I didn't see it.
Well, the story I'm going to give you is that, I was just slowing up for David, for him to think that he had a chance, right? Years ago, before I was even born, the 69 Le Mans or whatever, them Ford GT40 guys, they was wanting to come across the finish line, three wide or whatever for Ford, and one of the guys that was going to, that should have won the race, I guess another guy just kind of gassed it up and took the win away type deal at they was wanting to do a photo finish. I can't remember the driver's name off the top of my head, but I'm sure some of y'all might know and whatnot. But no, so I just wanted to slow down a little bit, give him think that he had a shot. In all actuality, I about stepped all over myself on the exit to 2 on that last lap, trying to get a little bit more than what I needed to. I went back and watched that replay. It looks like David just about did the same thing. Just kind of got a bit greedy in 1 and 2 on the last lap, but he didn't slide near as much as I did. Man, I thought that I was going around. Mm-hmm. What a way to possibly lose the race if that would have transpired. But man, what a race. First caution on the very first lap at the start of the race, right? You think back, what could have been if it wasn't for that caution, right? But tremendous job tonight by everybody. Man, I'm just speechless, Jason, because when you all you want in any league is just to have a shot, just to have a chance, an opportunity to be able to race forward in the final race. And I took more than half of the points. So I don't know where I think down to 4 points maybe.
Mm-hmm.
5 or 6, something like that. But what you can ever ask for in these things is just to have a shot, an opportunity. I'm gonna be sending some messages all throughout the week, trying to see if I can buy some help. See, people put the 20 car in the catch fence for me, just kind of help me my chances out a little bit better. But that's all you can ask for, man, is just a shot. And I got it, man. I'm looking forward to it. We're definitely gonna be putting in the laps at the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway and try to see if we can't get better and learn some things. There's a guy in the league, I talked to him just a little bit room, and I'm going to. And he told me that he's not going to give me no tips until after next week's race. Now we're gonna need them tips, and I'm not gonna say no names, but I'm gonna be pestering him and hitting him up all throughout this week and whatnot, because I mean, it sounds crazy, Jason, but I got to put in them laps, man. I mean, David's good, and I'm glad that he's bringing it. I want to beat him at his best. I don't want to beat him when he's 80% sick, under the weather. He can use the same excuses he wants. I want to beat him at his best. So in order to do that, you got to put in the work.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you were talking about the number 2 car, that Carrera 4 GT that stole.
Ken something or other. Yeah.
It was Ken Miles.
Yes, that's the, yeah. So anyways, I mean, it was one of those little deals on the last lap, right? I was going to check up a little bit, kind of give him a little shot or whatever, but no, man, it's all fun and games. Yeah. Like I said, man, I just got a little bit too happy, finally made it to the last thing. When you're in front and you're just whooping up on the field, right? You just can't get to the white flag fast enough. And lappers, they gave me plenty of room. One car number in particular, we're not gonna call them out or anything, but I thought it was going to get pretty nasty there for a minute, but guys kept it straight, evasive maneuvers. I think one guy ended up going, mowing the infield grass, Glenn, but yeah, man, like I said, there was one car that was really starting to worry me, and the last thing you want is a caution at the very end, because it changes up everything. But I was trying like all heck just to get to that white flag as I possibly could.
That was one thing that I said. You're 3 laps to go, and I think that was at that moment. I was like, you've got drivers out there, they're getting a little bit squirrely. Tires just going away. Some drivers driving too hard. Whatever the case may be, and seeing drivers get free. I saw you get to that 2 to go mark, and I was like, he wants to see a white flag, because then it doesn't matter. You're there.
Right.
Whatever happens. That's the end of the race. You kind of race your heart out for it, and that's what we saw today. How about driving with Cars Tour not just champion, but a race winner out there, Connor Hall?
It's awesome to race with fast guys, whether it be virtually or in real life. And I'm one of those kind of guys, in all of my years of sim racing and league racing, that, when you're in the playoffs, the championship hunt, I necessarily don't like it when new guys show up. We don't know how Connor races and whatnot virtually and whatnot. And the last thing I would want is to have a run in with him and out, something stupid on my part, trying to race him and whatnot. So I don't necessarily like new guys coming in during the playoffs and the championship. But it is awesome though to race with real life race car drivers. And I know him and Tyler kind of got into it a little bit. I don't know if Connor just wasn't clear or whatever, but Connor's left rear was tore up after that. So I just knew it was just going to be a couple of laps before I can just get around him, and then I could just set sail and go after Tyler. But man, all these real life race car drivers need to come on, man. I mean, because I'm sure that they can teach us quite a bit of crap on the virtual side of things. And I just think that's really cool, right? I've always been for aliens, if you will. I always look forward to racing with those guys. I've always been one of those kind of guys, right? I know I'm fast, but there's always somebody faster. And I like racing with those guys, trying to learn some things to be a better virtual race car driver. And I really wish that Connor and Tyler didn't get into it. I wanted to see where I stacked up against them, to be honest with you. I mean, he was fast in practice. I was fast. Qualifying, we was both fast. And, there at the start of the race, we was putting down some lap time, and man, I was hoping it was going to play out a little bit differently, but no, I it's cool to race with real life race car drivers. But again, like I said, man, we're in our championship, the penultimate race, man, 2 races to go to end our Xfinity season. So, I mean, yeah, it's cool, right? But it would have been nice to say, hey, look, guys, we got guys run for the champion, hold off, let play this thing out, and maybe next season, we can get y'all to join up.
Well, I don't get starstruck anymore. Connor Hall's a good driver.
It's
I just,
it's cool, right? I mean,
I've called races with Brennan Poole in it, with
yeah,
Martin Truex Jr., Tony Stewart, Dale Jr., TJ Majors. I've called races with a lot of people in it. On top of that, going to the local dirt track, calling races there, going down to the Diamond Dirt Track here in Missouri, Lucas Oil Raceway, and being able to be next to Haley Deegan, Tony Stewart, Clint Boyer, drivers being able to be there. They're completely different animals. They have great racing and all they're right. But I've stopped getting starstruck on race car drivers. Never Kyle Larson.
I'm telling you, it's like, wow, man, so-and-so race car driver's right across from me. Or, hey, I'm racing with a race car driver. I ain't gonna lie, man. And I mean, hey, I ain't trying to get too nasty and whatever, but I mean, I do get rock hard. I'll go ahead and say that, man. It's awesome, right? You see all these TikTok videos on Facebook, guys racing with Dale Jr., whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I love that guy to death, right? I mean, I watched him from the time he started to the time he retired. I mean, he is my favorite driver. And now, it's Kyle Larson, but I've never had the opportunity on this sim to whoop Dale Jr.'s ass. And, one of these days, it'll happen, we'll cross paths and whatnot, but, to see all these other guys, to be able to get that opportunity, Travis Brown, Moodhead and whatnot. I know Dale Jr. races over there a couple times and 87 cars. That's just, and I'm like, God dang, I need to get over there or something. But man, I would love to be able to race with the driver that I followed all through his years. But you got to be respectful, right? When you're racing with those guys, you don't want to, hey, what's going on, Junior, man? Woo, hey, man, it just is what it is. Just be on the track, let your racing, let your driving do the talking. Don't get on there and start jibber jabbing with these guys and whatnot. There's a way to go about doing it respectfully.
Yeah, that's why a lot of them they mute themselves, right?
Right.
They'll have a couple of hotkeys where they'll put something up there, but I think it's really cool to be able to race with real NASCAR drivers. I see Carson Hocevar's out there live racing constantly. We see Max Verstappen out there on the road side of things, doing things like that. I talk about Brennan Poole. He was part of the SIM500 series at one point.
Oh wow!
And we've had drivers come in and out of all of these series, and to put it lightly, everybody who shows up has an opportunity to race, not just with professional NASCAR drivers or road or Formula One drivers, so on and so forth, laissez-faire, but you're racing with normal human beings who have a passion for racing. And I think that's the coolest part about this. Like Connor Hall coming in and getting his first race. It may not have been the most pleasant experience being out so early. However, it's one race. You step back in, try it again. Get out there, have some fun, and that right there to me is the quintessential. Get back out there, run with these guys, and let them show you how talented they are as well.
Absolutely, because I mean, I'm sure he's got a laundry list of shit that he can show me, and hey, that's fine. I got a notepad and pen right beside me. I'll take all the notes I possibly can to get better. It's really cool to race with real life race car drivers. And I tell you what, man, that's what's so amazing about this iRacing platform, right? You get to race with all these guys from around the world that does all kinds of different types of racing. And they get on here and put countless hours in also, man. And I mean, it's cool. And, from time to time, your paths might cross with one of those drivers and you get to do a race with them. But like I said, man, it's neat. I love this service. Like I said, man, there's a reason we all, majority of us do virtual because we're not good enough thing, but it's just as competitive on the virtual side of things, right? It's like, oh my God, you got to hit your marks and 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 got to save tires, and got to know when you can go and when you got to slow down and whatnot. It's just like the real world stuff, man. And god dang, it's so competitive, and that's what I love about SIM500. Every one of these drivers in here are fast in their own right, and you know when I Joe Hudson is fast, qualifying pace wise. And whenever I logged in and I saw that he was top of the board, man, I'm over there running laps and laps and laps and laps, and I'm slow as crap. And then I started figuring out. Then I started, laying some fast laps down. So I mean, all these guys are fast, and the thing that's hard is to try to save tires because everybody else is wanting to go like crazy, and get you into running your stuff off also. And you just got to be mindful. You got to stay disciplined on the virtual side of things to just run your pace. And I'm telling you, man, I might have used a little bit up. I do think what saved me at the beginning of the race, towards the middle part of the first run, was when Justin Fuller and David Shieldhouse got to racing. That slowed Justin's pace down significantly, and I think that's when he might have used a bit more tire, because watching the relative, and I was paying attention to Justin. Justin's not an idiot by any freaking means when it comes to racing, and he knows what the hell he's doing. And there was one point where he was like just over 2 seconds back from me. Every freaking lap, he was knocking about a tenth and a half, 2/10 off a lap. It's like, oh my God, this guy is going to drive up here. He's going to get around me. I mean, I know when to race people hard and when not to race. I mean, I always try to drive with respect to a lot of these guys. And I just knew that with him tired, that he was going to drive sunset. And I really do feel like him, David got to race, and that burned up Justin's stuff. And I was watching my mirror, man. I was seeing what lanes they were running. I felt from the beginning of the race to the end of the race that the bottom in 3 and 4 was the best way to go. But that middle line in 1 and 2, once I moved up, I started driving away from those guys. Man, I shocked myself. I surprised myself, and I felt really good about it. And I was like, oh man, this might be right, man. If the green flag stops, stretch back out, it stays green, I might have a fighting chance. And Justin, of all people, man, I would have never in my life thought that he was going to be the first to short pit. And when I saw him pit, I was like, oh my God, he's going to jump us. I'm telling you, man, I truly do feel, and I say this all the time, I really do feel like whoever gets out front after a green flag stop, it's going to be so hard to for one, track him down and then get around him. Because I mean, these guys, Justin, David, all these guys, Jason, Tyler, all these so good at hitting their freaking marks. And it's hard to track them back down because, you see them way off in the sunset. So what do? You start getting a little bit more. And then what happens after about 10, 15 laps? You done burned your stuff up, and those guys have been taking it easy because they had the gap. They could easily take it easy. But when I saw Justin short pit, I was like, oh my God, the very next lap, I've got to pit. And, I didn't say nothing over the radio or anything like that. I had a pretty good gap to David behind me, but I entered pit road easy. I'm going to go back and watch David's and whatnot. So much time on me, it was insane. And anyway, coming off of pit lane, Justin got by us, and yes, I was driving hard because I wanted to get back by him, but very uncharacteristic. I don't know if Justin, if his tires just got used up, or maybe he had some misfortune with some lap cars or hit the wall or whatever, but it very uncharacteristic, how far back he was. But like I said, man, at the beginning of the race, I was really concerned because him and Jason are really good at saving tires in these Xfinity cars. And I saw Justin just keep on reeling me in. It's like, oh my God, maybe I need to try to back it down and just try to cool my tires. So when he does get here, maybe I can hold him off with dirty air and whatnot. But everything worked out once I moved up and I started holding the gap, and then, then I slowly started pulling away. So once I started slowly pulling away, I really did feel pretty good about things.
Well, it worked out. I think Mr. Slave was giving you a hard time out there.
Hey, that's all right, Richard. You can give me the hardest time you want. Hey, I wanted you to interview second and third first, right? Because I do feel bad because I do get long winded.
I don't care.
I work my well. I don't care either, but I gotta be respectful of those guys too, right? Because they might have a hot date, that they need to go to after the race, or they got bedtime. We all got work tomorrow and whatnot, but that old Shield House, man. I feel like he took a little bit too much time than what he. Hey, David, I hope you're listening, man. You was up there for a long freaking time, homie. I don't know if it was payback. Hey, man. All jokes aside, I'm glad that you got your TV time. Well deserved, man. I mean, penultimate race. Finished first and second. Cut a bunch of points out of the race, man.
Going to be a great time next week.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I told Shieldhouse I was going to get the abacus out, and it's going to be able to keep track of you two. You can't have a bad race though, because if you guys finish dead last, it changes everything. And or have a bad race. Or we have a 25 plus car field.
Right.
There's a chance for another driver to sweep this.
I mean, and that's true. I want to race him with the utmost respect. Hey, man, if my car gets tight, 8 wheels turn better than 4, puts him in the wall. Hey, so be it. He'll understand, right? If my car gets loose and smacks him and he Alex Bowman's the wall, so freaking be. He'll understand, right? I mean, I hope you do understand, David, that it wasn't on purpose, man. Right front tire goes down, wads us up, puts him in the fence. Tires, and I go on and drive off into the sunset. But no, man, I mean, like I said, I like racing these guys a bunch. I know at the early goings, I don't know, maybe Monday night, or it might have been Wednesday night too. I'm sure that I was probably irritating some guys and whatnot. We're all competitive, right? So at some point we're going to kind of show our displeasure on the racetrack and whatnot. But the biggest thing is, man, I race guys with so much respect. I do like the racing hard. There is a time where you need to race hard, but for the most part, man, everybody's so respectful. They give a bunch of room. I mean, we all drive over our heads from time to time, right? But for the most part, man, everybody's calm, cool, and clean. I mean, we showcased it tonight, Jason. Yes, we wrecked on lap 1, but we went the rest of the race caution free. So, I mean, we can do it, when we all pull our heads out of our butts. Mm-hmm. And we've done it countless times. I mean, it's not a shocker. It's nothing new. I mean, we can do it, but it takes everybody, respecting everybody. Hey, sometimes what happened last week's race, whatever. Hey, last week was last week, and this is a new week. Sense in going out there and roughing somebody up and running somebody hard and ruin their night, because I mean, we all look forward to doing this every Wednesday night. I know I do. And if I get used up or wrecked out on lap 1, I'd be pretty irritated too. But hey, I keep my mouth shut. I learn from where I might have messed up and go try to tackle it hard next week. But like I said, man, this whole group, I remember when I was in my younger years of iRacing, I used to be that guy. I get wrecked, boy, I'd get on that button and I start calling people whatever, right? And yes, I've been suspended, had chat banned, whatever the case might have been. But you learn from that, and it's like, man, look, this is all for fun, man. You go out there and you act like a jerk because you got done wrong. All you're doing is making the other guy, woman upset, and you're basically just going to ruin their day, their night. There ain't no sense in all that. So, hey, man, prime example, Monday night, I got kind of used up a little bit by Kevin in the Cook's Landscape series. Mm-hmm. And hey, man, I had a nice little calm chat with Kevin. I wasn't mad. I just kind of let him know, like, hey, man, I Don't know what that was about, but hey, wrecks are going to happen, Jason. You know what I mean? I mean, we're not perfect. That's what I told Kevin. I was like, look, I'm not perfect. I know I have done wrong countless times. And the thing is, though, is being able to learn from those mistakes. If you keep on making the same mistake race after race after race, it gets to a point to where that apology really don't mean anything. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like, just learn from it, get better. Let's try not to put each other in some difficult spots, next race, and just be better for it.
Yep.
Like I said, man, I
the definition of an insanity, right?
oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. And but man, I love the league. I like what it's all about. All the admins that try to make the racing better, right? We all don't like all these rules and whatnot. We don't want a thick rule book, but sometimes you gotta pull them reins back a little bit. Get these guys to understand, like, hey, man, yes, we're here for fun, but we're also here to put on a good show. And when we're wrecking every other lap or whatever, that's not a good show. So, some rules got put in place, and hey, I think it's better for it. And hey, man, it's SIM500 and whatever the admins want. Hey, if you don't like it, go elsewhere. But you know what? We all keep coming back. So what does that mean? We love it.
Exactly what it is. Well, Mark, I'm gonna let you. We're gonna be done. We're gonna be done because I'm trying to keep you below the 30-minute mark on the timer. They said,
and you know what? Yeah, and that's absolutely fine and rightfully so. But like, and I'm glad those other guys got the TV time. If they took all the time, left me with 5 minutes, and hey, I'm over here talking and the broadcast is done, so be it. But no, man, as long as I got somebody to listen to me, I'll keep on talking and talking and talking. So at some point, you just gotta say, hey, man, hey, let's kind of finish it up, and rightfully so. But like I always say, man, first and foremost, we got GoatRacingDiecast.com sponsoring the Xfinity series here over at SIM500. Chuck, I appreciate what you do. Guys, if there's a diecast you need, go to RacingDiecast.com. He's got plenty of it. I'm sure there's some kind of discount, whatever. Again, GoatRacingDiecast.com. Go get your diecast. Chuck, I appreciate you sponsoring the series in SIM500. SIM500, all the admins for what they do, right? They take their own time, put all this stuff together, keep up with all the nonsense, the rules, the points, whatever. They ain't got to do that. If they wanted to spend time with their families, they can say, what the heck with doing that. I ain't doing that no more. But all the admins for what they do, man, I greatly appreciate what they do for us to give us a place to call home virtually on just about every other night, just about, seems like. But Jason, Signature Esports, man, appreciate what you do for all of us in the broadcast booth, man. I know you're up there by yourself in the booth, but it's the behind the scenes people too. You're not the only guy. You know what I mean? I mean, you got some help and whatnot, and just everybody on your team for what y'all do. I can't wait to snuggle up next to old sweet sexy mama here in a little bit and get this broadcast back going and just showing her, like, look, the 88 just whipped all these people's asses tonight, and she's gonna be eating it up just like I will. I can't wait. But oh man, all the guys in Discord, right? You got Doug Sigmund, Brian Wortman, Joe Hudson, Joey G. We got Barry Stevens. We got myself. John Fowler's back with us finally. I know that John had some family issues going on. John, I'm glad you're back, buddy. John, we put your paint scheme in victory lane again. John Fowler with Complete Graphics painted this car for me. Oh, I don't know, about the third, fourth race into the season, and I have just been kicking ass and taking names since. And looks good, looks fast. John, if you're listening, buddy, I appreciate it. Oh man, who else we got out there? My smoking hot wife again for letting me do this, right? I know years and years ago I would spend countless hours on this, and she would get upset at me, but I think she's finally learned after 20 some odd years, Jason, that hey, this is my hobby. This is what I do. Would you want me here at the house playing iRacing? Would you want me to go out there to them bars and doing some things I shouldn't be doing? But definitely love her for letting me do this. Joey for keeping up with me over the years. Joey, you got me, buddy. I know I tell you all the time that I ain't going nowhere, buddy. Whether I'm on the hook or Victory Lane or wherever, man, I just look forward to all these races. All the guys in SIM500, all the drivers, man, just a amazing job when we can go, countless laps, pit stops. Again, essentially, we had that wreck on lap 1, but if it wasn't for that, we would have had another caution-free race. So I mean, it's always awesome to have those type of races, to let the guys that know how to save their tires, let them shine, let them race it out. All the drivers in the playoffs, man. I mean, I know that, family takes precedence over a lot of things, and I know some guys miss some races and whatnot, and so be it. I'm still fighting for it, right? David, Justin, Stephen Miles. I don't know how far back Tommy is, but, missing tonight, that's going to hurt. Sean Macklin. Brandon Alphin, God dang, I feel like I'm missing a guy, but just a blast to race with those guys, man. Everybody is very respectful. They race really, really hard, man, but they don't drive over their heads. And that's what's awesome. And you can put it on their door and just know that they're going to hit the bottom and they're not going to shove up into you and wreck you and whatnot. Again, mistakes do happen, but man, I tell you what, these guys are fast as hell, man. And when they're on it, they are on it. But we'll be putting in the laps necessary for the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. I think David was giving me crap in Discord today talking about that I ran like some 386 practice laps at Charlotte. Hey, man, he might have been right. He might have been wrong. I don't know. But like I told David in the waiting room, you can take those 386 laps and multiply them by about 2 or 3, because we are going to put in the time and the effort at Homestead. I mean, I want to be the guy to whip his ass at his best. I don't want you at 80%, buddy. I don't want you to use that excuse. Oh, man, well, I was under the weather this week. I don't want to hear all that nonsense. I want you to tell me when I get done kicking that ass next week that, man, Mark, you beat me at my best. But, man, I'm just glad that I got a fighting chance. That's all you can ask for in any league, is just to have an opportunity to race for it. So, we're going to be smart. David's going to be smart. You don't necessarily need to win. You just need to basically be in front of the other guy. You need to lead you laps. You need to get the fastest lap. You need to finish in front of the other guy. And that's basically what's going to come down to. So we're going to race smart. We're going to hit up a few of these drivers, see if we can't, make some kind of payment arrangements to handle up on David next week, and may the best man win.
Mark, it's always a pleasure. I think this was this sets up a story. It's going to be good. Mr. Jorgensen, you're going to have a 4-point battle next week. You got to make up the 4 points. You could do that by winning the race. Just letting you know. So that'll be
no pressure, right? No pressure.
None. That would solidify it. However, we'll keep the abacus out. We'll keep everybody going. That's how I like to do my math. I literally just slide a bead over whenever somebody gets a point. That's how I'm going to keep track of everything. It's a literal thing, folks. When I say have an abacus, I've got an abacus.
Absolutely.
I could, if you've never used an abacus before, it's a very old calculator. Just think about it that way. Okay. Just you
probably about the size of a brick, ain't it?
It is. Yeah. It's
a cinder block. Yeah.
It's it's the size of a Connect 4 board. Okay. It's exactly what it is. Yeah. If you Google it, folks. Jorgensen, much love, brother. I appreciate you as always, and we'll see you next week. Good luck in your races, of course, and man, championship next week possibly.
Jason, I appreciate it, man. I'm going to be doing whatever we need to do this upcoming week to man. I would love to, I don't want to let it get to my head, right? Because, things can happen, whatever, but I hope it's me at the end of the night next week. And if it is, we will be sloshing beers, having us a good old time, man. Hey, if you think tonight's interview is long, fellas, tune in next week. Especially if I win the dang race and I'm holding the hardware at the end of the night, it's going to be a long night. So
We'll leave the channel on and let Jorgie go. That's
right. Absolutely.
We'll just let him go.
y'all might fall asleep, and that's all right. Like I said, as long as I got one person who's willing to listen, I will continue talking. But Jason, I appreciate it, brother. The homestead next week. We'll go from there, man. Again, may the best man win.
I like it. All right, Mark. We'll see you next week, brother. I'll let you have at it. And it's gonna be a good race. No matter how you press on or press with it, it's gonna be a good race. All right, folks. Mr. Mark Jorgensen Jr. He is your victor tonight. Normally we go first, second, and third. Mark, you wanted to carry on. We did go over 30 minutes, 34 minutes. That's what I'm seeing. But that's okay. I don't care. I don't care how long drivers take. It is their time. And that's what's important. I tried to extend the interview with David. I tried to extend the interview with Justin because I want to pick their brains. Mark is really good about just giving you as much detail about what's going on with him and what he's thinking about, and I really like it. Back to chat. Dang, Jorgie had time to go chat with Randy about your monumental cinematic battle for the last 30. Talked to Bobby about things. He's been you see the first 20 laps, cook some hot pockets, and he's still going. I love it. Oh man, let's see. Good win though, absolutely. Mr. Slavely, you have been on since the Tuesday night racing days. How crazy is that? It's a long time. Let's see. The best of the rest wrapped up. Yeah, you do. I was just checking that. And you are solid. I mean, you could finish dead last next week, and it'd be good. You've got mathematically, you get a 1. You get a 166 and a third chance of winning. I might like it, right? You know, stopwatch. They get 27 minutes. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you very much to everybody. And again, thank you to Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate you, man. SIM500 is going to have a championship race next week. It's going to come down 2 drivers, technically 3 drivers. I mean, Fuller, if the field's big enough next week and the race goes south for Jorgensen and Childhouse, then, I mean, that's a possibility for a win there. You know what I mean? So anything can happen next week, folks. You got to tune in. You've got to tune in. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the like button, and make sure that you get out there and put your hashtag time in as well, because these drivers are going to be able to do that. I'll be back for dirt racing tomorrow. We'll have a championship race on Friday for the Chop Shop Racing Cup Series. Saturday back with Xfinity, and then we're going to keep rolling. Keep on rolling. That's what we've got going on. So we appreciate you. We love y'all. We appreciate you very, 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 very much. Make sure you check out Go Racing Diecast. Make sure you check out SIM500, of course. Always check out Muscarella Enterprises, Lunatic Designs, and Chop Shop Racing, who are all sponsors over here at Signature Esports. If you want to sponsor Signature Esports, make sure you get a hold of me. Outside of that, we want to thank each and every one of you for doing the deed. Make sure you buy one of our T-shirts on the merch channel, and make sure that you get out there as well. And if you could help fix the PC, send a little money to that link. Outside of that, folks, we'll see you tomorrow. And this was a good race. Such a good race. And you never know, folks. You never know which NASCAR race car driver, whether it's in the Cars Tour for the Dale Jr. or Kevin Harvick Cars Tour. This two co-own that whole series. You have a driver driving for the car for Junior Motorsports, who actually drives the number 88 out there racing with these sim racers. So again, Brendan Poole was in the series not too long ago. A lot of fast drivers. We'll see you soon, folks, and you could be out there as well. iRacing.com. We'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you, Budgie. Much love to you, dear.